Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, in this video today, I'm going to be doing my top 10 IKEA products for under $20. So IKEA usually is so good at creating these really simple, clever products, and they usually do it at a really great price point. I will say I have really prioritized on this list items that have more natural materials. I tend not to be as much of a fan of the cheap sort of plasticky stuff that IKEA offers, and that's usually very prevalent at the under $20 price point. I do think they have some really beautiful products that are at a cheaper price point, but they are made of natural materials, specifically things like jute or bamboo or other sorts of woods, things like that that just have that beautiful Scandi charm, but they're usually a great price point and always super clever and super simple. Okay, first up on my list is the CRÖDEBY. This is a bamboo armrest, but really it's more than an armrest because it sort of doubles as kind of a table for you to be able to put your mugs or your glass of water or table or bowls or whatever. I think this is so clever and so smart. I think it works particularly well for people that have a larger armrest where you can really fold it over and create sort of a flat surface for you to be able to put those items. If you have a really skinny armrest, it might not work as well for you. I love that this is made of bamboo. It does come in a black version as well. I think both are really beautiful. I just love sort of the warmth of the bamboo. I just think that's great. And I just think for this price point of $14.99, I think it's a really good deal for a really clever solution. I particularly love this for smaller spaces. Oftentimes when you're living in sort of small spaces, it can be really difficult to even find the space to put a coffee table or end tables. And this is a really great solution for someone in that situation where if you have just a couch and you don't have enough room because the couch is maybe pressed up against the wall, or you don't want to put it in sort of block traffic flow, I think this is a really great solution for you to still have a spot to put a drink, to put, a bowl or, a plate while you're maybe watching TV and eating dinner. I don't judge. You're able to have that while still creating that sort of functional space without an end table. Very smart solution from IKEA there. I will say this can be really difficult to find. I am not able to find this in my store. I actually did see a floor model with my friend once and she snapped it up and bought the floor model because they actually didn't really have any in stock. So if you do find this, I would recommend picking it up if you're interested in it because it is flying off the shelves. Okay, next up is the IKEA round bamboo lid for different glass bowls that they offer. So the lid is about $2.99. I think the bowls usually range in price, but I think they're about $3 as well. So for $6, you get these really cute little storage containers. I love these because I love the warmth of that like wood that you get on top. Again, I've just got so much plastic in my house and I'm trying to sort of move away from as much plastic as I can. And this is just a really warm, natural material that you can have, and it's gonna tightly seal in that bowl. The thing I also really love is that the bowl is also oven safe, and it really just creates something that is beautiful enough for you to be able to put dips or snacks or whatever that you want. And they're really good for entertaining because these bowls are beautiful enough for you to be able to use for when company comes over. So rather than sort of the typical Tupperware that you'd see, I love that you can actually also use this as an item to entertain with. So I really think that's cool. Also, the lid doubles as a coaster. So I think it's just really, really smart to double the lid in with a coaster. I think that just makes sense. Next up is the KLYKET, which is 3 wall hooks, but again, because IKEA is just so clever, they are not just regular rope hooks, but they're hooks that actually fold away when not in use, which I think just makes it look a lot cleaner and nicer for when you're not using them. So these are a 3-pack for about $6.99, which I think is a really great price for this item. Again, I love the folding mechanism of being able to put it away and just use it for when you need it. I'm a really big fan of wall hooks. I put them all over my house. I like them in the front hall closet. I love them in the front hall. I love them in the bedroom, in the walk-in closet. I like them in the office. I just love wall hooks because I tend to be like a lazy person. And so for me, if I like have a shirt or something like that, you just kind of want to put it somewhere, I'll throw it on the bed or I'll throw it on the back of an armchair or I'll, throw it on the Peloton because I haven't used that in a while or whatever. And I just love the idea of that you can just sort of put these things up and out of the way when not in use, but that the hook themselves can also be put away and not in use. So it just feels really functional. And for $6.99 for a 3-pack, it's a really good deal too. Okay, next up is the square jute baskets. So I'm a big fan of jute. Jute is a natural material. It's got like a really sort of rough texture to it. I really love jute. I think it works really well here as a beautiful basket. So first of all, this basket is awesome on its own. So you could put this, say, under a bench in your hallway. You could use them in your walk-in closet or your front hall closet. You can always find a place for baskets, right? You can always find a use for them all over your house. Great way to be organized. I also really love that these baskets can be used in the KLYKET system. So if you're not familiar, of course you're familiar with the KLYKET system. Everybody knows it, right? It's that big cube set where you can kind of, people use them all over the place for lots of different solutions. I've seen them in every rental, every Airbnb I've ever been in. We've all seen the KLYKETs, right? But so often the KLYKETs is coupled with these sort of really rickety plastic boxes. I've had those in the past, the ones ones that kind of look like a dice, like they got those 9 holes on the side. I don't like those as much. Again, I just feel like they're always gonna break, and I just don't really like that sort of plasticky feel. I don't think they look all that great, although they do fit beautifully into the KLYKET system. But so does this basket, and I really love that, because if I'm using the KLYKETs, I would prefer to use something with a natural material like jute to have this really sort of nice textural component brought into this basket that also is beautiful enough that you can display in other areas of your home as well. So I think if you're gonna go for a KLYKET, because pretty much everyone's got one, I would recommend this basket over some of the other plastic solutions that IKEA offers. Okay, next up on my list is the FÖRSEGLA, which is a 2-pack of coasters for $2. So that would be about $1 a coaster for those of you doing the math. These are really beautiful wooden coasters that also double as lids for a lot of the different mugs that are offered in the IKEA 365 collection. So you're sort of getting double duty. I love when things are dual purpose. If you're the type of person who likes to drink your coffee and tea really hot, then you can put a lid on it and it will trap in the steam and it'll keep it hotter for longer. But even just as a coaster, I think this is a really beautiful solution. So there's no excuse for you not to have any coasters anymore, because at $1 a piece, these are so cheap. I know sometimes marble and slate coasters can be like 40, 50, 60 bucks. These are super cheap, $2 for a 2-pack. You really can't go wrong here. And I think also wood is just such a timeless material. You can't really go wrong with wood. It always looks amazing. It's always in style. I think it works really well here. Again, as a coaster lid, $2 for 2-pack, just can't go wrong. Okay, next up on my list is the FJADRAR inserts to pillows and the SANELA cushion cover. So you're kind of getting a little bit of a 2-for-1 here, but they go together. So I'm just gonna count that as one item. And the one item is still under $20. So I really think that this is also a great deal. So let's start with the insert. So first of all, what I really love about these is that they are filled with down feathers. Now, okay, the vegans in the comment section, I hear you. I know a lot of people have issues. There are polyester fillers at IKEA that you can use as a substitute perfectly fine. I just tend to really like to give people choices to say that they have the options. And the one I'm gonna highlight here is the one with the duck feathers. And they really honestly don't get much better than this price point, which is about $7 to $10, sort of depending on the price for this item. So it's a really beautiful insert that I think would work well. Again, if you are not comfortable using something with duck feathers, totally understand, that's up to you. So in addition, let's talk about the cushion covers. I've recommended this one before, but I really love the SANELA cushions, worth mentioning again. They are like a velvet cushion cover that is really plush, really luxurious, really beautiful, and come with a whole ton of colors. You can get whatever colors you want to match your color scheme. I honestly feel like pillows are one of the easiest ways to sort of make a space feel cohesive and tie it all together. You can really sort of pick up the color in other areas of the room, and you can just bring that into a pillow, and it's a really great way to tie the whole space together. These are usually about $8 to $12, sort of depending on size. So the combination of the insert and the pillowcase cover comes to around $20. I think these are a really great deal for really high quality pillows and really beautiful cushion covers. Okay, next up, another clever solution is gonna be this BERGENES, which is this really cool phone holder. So I love that IKEA's really got some clever sort of office accessories, and I would say this one is probably one of my favorites. I think if you're like me, while you're working, you're sitting there on your laptop, you're sitting there on your computer, whatever, it is always nice to just sort of have a space to put your phone, because we are using our phones sometimes as much as we're using our laptops while we're working. And this is a really great solution for people that want to use their phone while they're working, but maybe don't want to just leave it directly on the counter. It's a really great sort of stand to use if you're using video calls or what have you. I just think it's a really cute little solution for you to be able to prop up your phone while you're working. So it's just a cute little item, and I think like it's now got a new lower price of like $2.99 a piece or something, which, I mean, the price is right for just a really cute little adorable accessory. And again, it's in wood, which you know is always going to be my preference. I just think this is the type of little clever thing IKEA does that is just really cool and beautiful at like an amazing price point. Okay, next up, we've got the IKEA STORSINT, which is this glass carafe for about $12.99. Each one is mouth blown, so every one is just a little bit unique, which I always think is cool. Do you guys remember when IKEA glass was really bad? Like I do. Like I swear there was a time, I'm gonna say like maybe 10 years ago, when you could honestly like look at a glass or like sneeze on a glass and that thing would shatter. Like the IKEA glass used to be one of the items that I would just never recommend to anybody, because all of their glass used to break so easily. I think they got the memo, because they've definitely upped their game on the glassware selection over the last several years. And this is a really good example. For $12.99, I think it's a beautiful glass pitcher. You could fill it with wine if you're fancier than I am. You could fill it with water. You can just really have a little bit of fun with this one. It's beautiful to sit on the table. It's just a really gorgeous little craft for $12.99. And again, it's got that uniqueness of being sort of mouth blown, so everyone is a little bit different. I mean, obviously it's not like made by some artisan down at your local market, but I think for $12.99, it's a pretty good price point for something that is really beautiful and really functional too. Okay, next up is this GOJIBÄR, which is a indoor-outdoor plant pot. It is about $12. I think it's really cool. Listen, IKEA's got a whole ton of plants and plant pots. I could have done a whole just top 10 plant pots at IKEA because there are just so many under $20. And they do such a good job at this because sometimes planters and plant pots are expensive, right? Like there are some stores where you can honestly spend 50, 60 bucks for something this size. You can spend hundreds on plant pots. They are insanely expensive, way more expensive than I probably feel like they should be. So IKEA is a great place to buy plant pots in my opinion. This one is indoor outdoor, so you can use it wherever you want. I really like that. And it comes in this black and also comes in this brass. And I think it's just a really cool one. There's a whole bunch of them at IKEA that are awesome, but this one here for 12 bucks, I think is a really solid pick. Okay, and then last up here is the UNDERLÄTTA. This is about $20. This is the most expensive item I think I've got on this list. It's just made it in at that $20 price point. And this is a vacuum flask pitcher thing that you can use for hot or cold beverages. So it is going to keep your stuff hot or cold depending on what you put in it. I think this is really cool and I love that it's this really gorgeous sort of matte black. I love matte black. I think matte black is just a really trendy color now and I think it's just really beautiful to use maybe if you're going camping. I don't camp. But anyway, if you're going camping or even just on a patio, I do like patios. You can just sit out there. You can keep tea or coffee or hot chocolate, whatever hot. Or if you want to throw some ice cubes in there, you can also keep something really cold as well. So just this really cool pitcher that you can have that is vacuum sealed and it is going to keep your stuff hot and cold for a very long time. And for 20 bucks, I think it looks really cool. Again, those kitchen items on IKEA, usually really solid for under $20. Some of them are hit or miss. Some of them I would say, you know, you get what you pay for, but some of which for things like this, I just think makes a lot of sense to get at IKEA. Okay, so that's it for me for today, guys. I've got a whole IKEA playlist if you want to check out, but I'm particularly going to throw you over to the affordable IKEA items that look high end because it's sort of in a similar vein to this one of really gorgeous items that just look a lot more expensive than you think they would be, and they're from IKEA. So I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.